Hello, everybody. So it's been a while since I did one of these talking videos, and I just wanted to have a channel update so you guys all know what's going on. So the first thing that you might notice is that my background is different. I'm in the same room. The camera is only about 3 feet away from where it always has been. But the problem I was having before was that I was teaching in the same area of the room where I was doing the videos. And at first I thought that was convenient, um, because I didn't have to move, but that's actually less convenient because every time students come, um, I would have to tear everything down, teach, and then set it all back up to do another video. So I had to change that. And inevitably, I would end up not tearing the stuff down, and the stuff is like I'm teaching lessons with equipment and stuff like that strewn across the room, and it just wasn't very professional. So the objective here was to set up in a way that I could just set the equipment up and leave it up indefinitely. And whenever I want to make a video, I can just make a video, right? So that's the first thing that happened. And this change, we made this change, I guess, about, it seems like 6 weeks ago. And so obviously more has happened in that period of time than just changing the room around. Right after I changed the room around, I got a bunch of calls for a bunch of stuff. And you know what? I know how things work on YouTube. I know how things are supposed to be. I will never be able to promise that in the way that I do these videos. I can't promise you a regular weekly video. I can't promise you anything in terms of how often I can post these things. For one thing, I don't do this for a living, right? Um, what I do for a living is play gigs. I sell my books and my compositions, and I teach lessons. I don't this the YouTube thing is sort of, for at least for now at least, is sort of a side project. And now that's going well, of course. We're about to crest 1,000 subscribers, which opens up some doors for us. So that's a it's going well. Um, uh, And, the gig stuff is going well too. That's the biggest reason why I haven't posted any talking videos in a while, is because um just the number of gigs. Right after we moved the room around, I had uh 3 gigs as a leader, which is kind of unusual for me to have that many gigs in that short of a time as a leader. I used to do a lot more stuff as a leader. Right now, I'm averaging more like one or two a year, and so it was very nice to have the gigs that I had. I put one video up from one of the gigs already. You can click on it here. You can see, and I might put more of those up. It just takes a lot of time to edit those and get them going. I'll tell you what, if you guys specifically ask for more videos from that concert, I'll put more up. And what else do I have for you? So yes, one thing I wanted to tell you is that if you have uh what do you call it? Recommendations, not recommendations, requests. If you have requests for videos that you would like to see, now would be a good time to do that because I'm getting back into it after this short break. And uh, the things have slowed down. This is a really weird holiday season because it started 2 weeks early. And as of this Sunday, my season, except for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, my season is pretty much over. I don't have any more gigs after the 16th, which is bizarre. That's really, really weird. And I've talked to other guys, they said the same thing. That's just weird. It's weird. The season usually doesn't look like that. And I think maybe it has to do with Thanksgiving being so early in the month. But yeah, that was the season was very early this year, which means I'm pretty much we're like 2 weeks away from Christmas right now, and except for my Christmas Eve gig, I'm done for the Christmas season. So now we do have a lot of makeup students to do between now and then, and here's another thing I want to talk about real quick. Um, I realized during this time when I've been away from making these videos, I realized that the video time is actually taking away from my publishing time with the books. I've got books that are waiting to go, and they're not getting done because I've been spending all that time on making videos. Usually I publish I average at least one book a year, usually more than that. And yeah, I think this year the reason I haven't done as much of that is because I put more effort into the videos, and I don't want that. The book thing is closer to expressing my music stuff than these videos will ever be. These books are important. And so I'm trying to find a way to balance that so that the books do get published, but at the same time, I get to do these videos for you guys. And obviously, part of setting this room up this way so that this is always set up. I'm not real happy having a bookcase as a backdrop. That not that it's any better than the other backdrop or any worse than the other backdrop. Um, I think maybe it just seems kind of pretentious. Hey, look at me, look how much I read, and that's not what it is. This is the space I have to do this. The I didn't choose this as a backdrop. This is the only wall I can do this and leave the equipment up. So I did try to organize some of the books so it wouldn't have because some of the bindings are broken and stuff like that. So I didn't want it to look ugly. But that wasn't my first choice of backdrops, was a bookshelf. But anyway, what else am I trying to tell you? Um, oh, I do have a few videos I've been working on in my head, and I'm going to try to get those things done now. There's a really, really important video that I'm doing on the subject of musical competitions. And the only reason it hasn't been done for months now is because I was trying to do it on PowerPoint, and I was never satisfied with the end results. So I think what I'm going to do is take PowerPoint and export all the slides to JPEGs, and then use my movie software to put all of that together. I think that's going to be much better for coordinating the time and the voice over and all that stuff. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about what's going on in my life right now, and specifically in the context of this channel, please feel free to ask questions about that. And I am tired. I don't know if you can tell. Last night was my last gig before Sunday, and it's been gigs and students and writing. One of the things I did this year, and this is my third year doing it, there's a country called the Faroe Islands. It's north of Scotland, out in the middle of the water, right? And obviously the islands right in the middle of the water. This is my third year writing all the horn parts for their Christmas concert. And The concert was much earlier this year. Same thing with all the rest of it, right? Everything's early, 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 and now the nice thing is I'm done. Anyway, so that was a lot of writing during a time when I had a lot of gigs and a lot of makeup students and stuff like that. So really, I mean, things were for the last 6 weeks been crazy, crazy, crazy. And but I'm glad we have now 3 weeks where things aren't going to be as busy. Now I choose to make them busy because of like I want to have two of those books published by the first of the year. Um, but anyway, yes, I'm. If I look kind of drugged out, I don't do drugs, by the way. I never have in my whole life. Um, and you shouldn't either if we're gonna go in that direction. No, if I ever look like I'm a druggie, when I was in high school, I was accused of being a pothead. That's what we used to call it back in those days. Part of it was because that's just the way we dressed back in those days. Uh, so the clothing I wore was just like the same clothing and my hair was starting to get long already back then. And so, yeah, there were people that were absolutely certain I was a pothead. I've never tried pot. Um, I don't even smoke at all. I mean, I had the long story, but I took one puff of one cigarette long, long ago, and that's as close to uh, smoking I've ever come. And I was an adult when that happened. I wasn't even like, um, anyway, that's like, so no, if I ever look like I'm out of it, do not assume, and I don't drink either. Well, I don't drink. Let's put it that way. I, there's lots of stories about that too. But what people consider drinking, I don't drink. I average like a drink per year, one per year. I shouldn't even be telling you that because that's anyway. Um, so if I look out of it right now, it's because I am out of it. I'm very tired. That has been a very long, hard, but very rewarding 6 weeks. Uh, did a lot of stuff. I guess I might as well tell you what I did. So I did that jazz concert with my band that you can see the video. Um, I did two private events with a jazz group, and then I did special holiday parties and stuff like that. Last week I played with the what we have in town, the Latin Philharmonic, which was a pleasure for me because I played salsa music for 18 years of my life. That was the number one genre that put the food on my table and a roof over my head, as my dad used to put it. For 18 years, 20 years almost. Uh, and I have experience as a orchestral player. So when we do the Latin Philharmonic, we get to do both of those at the same time, and that was fun. I don't play salsa anymore, and long story again. There's lots of long stories, huh? And I don't do orchestra anymore. So for me to play in an orchestra that's playing salsa, that's kind of a special treat. So what else have I done? I did a church concert. We did those old, the many moods of Christmas, and that was fun. Did that at the Woodlands First Baptist, and then I did a brass quartet gig last night. And so yeah, lots of fun music. This has been a fun season. And like I said, then we did the writing. So it's just been really, really busy. Anyway, so that's it. If you have any questions, if you have requests, please go ahead and feel free to ask below. And from here, we're just going to move forward and get some more videos up. I already have a request. Well, he didn't voice it as a question. He asked as a question. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna answer his question uh, with a video. And I might record that today, but it won't get posted yet. Anyway, uh, let's get started. God bless you guys, and we will see you on that next video.